Welcome back. I'm Mabel Jong, and you're watching the World Healthcare Congress, and we're in the studio right now with Jeff Spight, who is President of Market Operations at Universal American. Thank you so much for your time, Jeff.
Pleasure to be here.
Well, tell me about the work at Universal American.
Sure. Universal American as a company has been long in what I say is the business of working with primary care physicians. Our history goes back 15 years in the Houston market, where we developed a really innovative collaborative set of relationships with the primary care physicians there. Primarily through Medicare Advantage as a vehicle initially. And over that time what we have developed is a unique gain sharing based relationship where we literally sit on the same side of the table as the providers, and we can kind of think about what is that we want to be able to do for the beneficiaries, members, patients that we work with, and really enrich and empower those primary care physicians to do the best thing for that population. And we took that learning and then expanded into, when the Affordable Care Act was passed, into the Medicare Shared Savings Program. And we launched over 30 of these accountable care organizations around the country with primary care physician groupings in every shape and flavor you could think about. We have federally qualified health centers, we have IPAs, we have multi-specialty groups, but it was really geared around how can we help these primary care physicians move down the path and start to take risk. And we enable them with technology, with resources, care coordination activities, programs, and we really kind of wrap ourselves around those providers to give them a platform to do that.
And how has that worked out?
I think it is an ongoing process of learning. I actually like to think I have one of the coolest jobs in the country. I get to work with these physicians caring for what I think is a vulnerable population, and we get to help them go down the path that really we have no other choice to go down, right? And because we have so many, we get to try things at a different scale and size than most other groups get to do. I think one piece that makes it interesting for us is we're full-time ACO, MSO operators. Right. So you get a professionalism to that as opposed to somebody who's trying to do 10 jobs and do it on the side of their desk, right?
Okay. So what are some challenges that have come up that maybe Universal American did not anticipate?
You know, I think the interesting thing when you think about challenges, it's a little bit about how you partner with CMS, right? And Medicare Shared Savings was a fantastic opportunity to get the mental market share of a provider, because I could finally walk into an office and get 30%, 40% of their business and help them think through doing it differently. One of the challenges though, anytime you're working with CMS, is they're learning at the same time. They don't have the systems, the infrastructure, the capabilities to support these programs right away. They're learning about what they need to do, and it really does become this kind of cooperative partnership with the agency, which is a different mode of operating for a lot of government institutions, right? So I think the agency's been learning. They've been trying to figure out how's the right set of rules to set up, right? So what's the right way to judge the program and the performance? What are the requirements we want to put on groups? And as they've kind of evolved and need to understand that the business model needed to change for ACOs, they've been responding to that. But it's been a learning process, very iterative. And the hardest challenge has been how do you sustain and keep the engagement of the physicians as you go through that?
Right. I mean, do the physicians you work with want to be as involved as you need them to be?
Yeah, of course. That's actually one of the biggest criteria we apply to looking at physicians and whether they should be in an ACO or not, is what is their level of engagement? Are they willing to fundamentally do something different? I think one of the things I keep saying in the conference over and over again is you can set up the technology, you can set up the financial incentives, but if you don't have the hearts and the minds of the physicians and their staff to want to engage their patients in a different way, this all fails. Right? And truthfully, the only way to test that is, are these physicians and the staff willing to do something different than they've learned over decades of a business model? And can we reach out to patients we never would have brought into the clinic before? Or can we do something different from when they do come in?
Right. What's another message you are leaving with attendees during this conference?
So I think one of the key points for us is that there isn't a mythical playbook. There's not a one-size-fits-all solution here. When they say healthcare is local, it is local even beyond more than people can recognize. in our Houston market, we have 28 different pods of providers. They all have their slight nuances about how they want to handle risk, how they want to reach out to beneficiaries, how they want to implement this clinical program or that clinical program. And so you realize that you have to find a way to flex into multiple situations and really kind of fill in the gaps and wrap around those providers to help them get everything done. And I think too often everybody's looking for the silver bullet. What's the one way this works?
Right.
And how can I replicate it?
Right. How are your enrollment numbers? Are they as high as you thought they
Yeah,
should have been?
You know, in fact, if anything, I think what we're trying to work through is what's the right kind of enrollment numbers for us. I mean, so we're managing roughly about 400,000 Medicare beneficiaries go through our practices a year. And it's probably not all 400,000 that make the most sense to manage. There are places we're trying to figure out how to strengthen the beneficiary or the patient relationship with the physician practice. You know, one of the most interesting data points we have is that over half of the patients who go see a primary care physician in fee-for-service never go back to that doctor.
Oh.
And if you think about in this world where we're trying to give value-based care and achieve high quality and be able to intervene clinically when they need to, you need more than one attempt during the year to do that.
Right.
Right? And so you create this new mindset about how do I get a sticky, loyal patient to my practice?
Yes.
And as a physician, you have 40 appointments in a day, and I'm seeing 8 patients a day. I'm always busy. I've never had to worry about that before.
Yeah.
But as we make this shift away from fee-for-service to value-based care, all of a sudden a sticky, loyal patient is the most important thing I can create.
Right. And why do you think people don't end up coming back?
You know, a lot of different reasons. You know, when we look at it, I don't think a lot of physicians are focused on what the customer experience is. Right? You'll go to the front desk and there's 100 signs and they're all in small print and there's rules at the front desk about don't do this, don't have your cell phone on, you need to fill out these forms, you're going to wait, I'm not going to tell you how long you're going to wait. It's not set up. And then I'm going to refer you, but I don't really care about the experience you have once I refer you. Right? I'm just getting you out of my office.
Okay, I see.
And so if you think about even those little things, it's about how do you come back, right?
Okay. So really taking a retail mindset in that
really
approach.
is this consumer marketing approach to it. It means we need to track different data. I mean, everybody's so interested in EMR data and integrating that. And the more interesting thing is, how do I collect data so I know how to get you to come into the doctor's office? If you want to get me into the doctor's office, you have to call my wife. Don't call me. Because I think it's a good idea to go, but I don't get around to it.
Okay.
You call my wife, she's going to make sure I go.
Okay.
Right? And it's in healthcare, we don't track that information, but Amazon knows that about you. Amazon knows what to send you, when to send it to you, what's likely going to get you to purchase.
Yeah, I see. Right. This conference is, with everyone's busy schedule, we want to know what gets you to this conference. Why put this on your calendar?
You know, the part I like about being at the conference, I mean, presenting is nice, but it's actually being around all the other individuals who are engaged, who are inspired to want to change the way we deliver care, really transform the delivery system. It is with all things. I think you spend the day and there's usually 2 gems that you get out of it that are worth the whole while. And it's spending the time to invest in those conversations and connect with people so you can get those 2 gems.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time today, Jeff.
No
really
problem.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And I'm Mabel Jong. Thanks for watching.